Thank you for watching another Carrollton City Limits flashback flick. We're going to ask that you please like and subscribe to the channel that you're watching this on so that we can continue bringing you great videos just like this one. This episode, we are going back to the year of 1980 and we are taking you to see the world-famous Dallas soap opera, most watched television episode series on Who Shot JR. This is when Sue Ellen gets arrested, but did you know that the police department that she was taken to was actually the newly built Carrollton Police Department. Now, this episode aired on November 21st of 1980. It was entitled Who Done It? This is the 4th season and the 4th episode. Now, this episode actually made history. It was at the time the highest rated television episode in the United States history. It had a Nielsen rating of 53.3 and a 76% share. And it was estimated that 83 million people, more people actually watched this episode than voted in that year's presidential election. To this day, which this year is 2024, one can go literally anywhere in the world and say you're from Dallas, Texas. Chances are they're going to ask you about the Ewing family and the Dallas show. This show ran from 1978 all the way to 1991, and it became the era's signature show and global phenomenon. The opening scene of this famous Dallas show begins in the Carrollton Police Department. As you can tell, they just have the lights turned off and it says police. The next thing that you see is mugshot. All of this is the brand new Carrollton jail, including even where she gets her mugshot. You're not believing this is Carrollton, even though because they have on those Dallas uniforms, those actors do. Well, look right here. Do you see where it says 242-9523? Well, we didn't use area codes back then, and that right there, the 242, was a prefix for Carrollton. So do you see those hands fingerprinting Sue Ellen for shooting JR? That is a Carrollton police officer, and his name is Bill Ringo. His son, David Dodson, let us know that he was in this episode. He worked in the scene investigation unit when this happened, and when they were shooting it, they just let him do the fingerprinting. So now you can catch our Officer Ringo in the most famous Dallas episode. Congratulations, and thank you, David, for letting us know. Did you know that the 1967 movie, The Graduate, where you see Dustin Hoffman watching a woman put on a pair of hose and all you see is one leg? Well, that leg belongs to Linda Gray. She was paid $25 to be a body double in The Graduate. Here's some fun facts about this Dallas show. Did you know that originally it was supposed to be called Houston, but the producers and the creators of the show didn't like the way that sounded. Even though there's more oil men in Houston, there were more bankers in Dallas. So they changed it to Dallas to give it more of a glamorous kind of touch.
Detective Frost?
Kyle, I thought you'd never get here.
Did you know that Larry Hagman was born and raised here in Texas? And he's said he used to dig ditches and build swimming pools for oil men in Weatherford, Texas.
And don't say anything to me.
Did you know there is a place called South Fork Hermes Land? It's in Romania. The owner of this place loved Dallas so much that he built a replica of South Fork Ranch there. Now, he made his fortune on cheese, not on oil, and he's never been to Texas, but nevertheless, he built it.
First thing in the morning, as soon as your bail is set.
In the morning?
There's nothing else I can do, Sue Ellen.
But Kyle, I can't spend the night in this place.
So early on, one of the cliffhangers that the Dallas producers and writers made was when Sue Ellen crashed into a car while she was pregnant with John Ross. So the producers loved the ratings and how everyone tuned in that fall to see what was going to happen. So they decided to end season 3 similar, and they did Who Shot JR and left it a cliffhanger. So all summer long, everyone had to wonder on who shot him and what was going to go on. And boy, did it become a phenomenon. Just check out all of these things that came from it. To this day, you can say Who Shot JR almost anywhere in the world, and they're going to know exactly what you're talking about. JR was shot in the episode of A House Divided, which was aired in March of 1980. But fans would have to wait until November of that year to find out who attempted to kill him. Those 8 months caused such a frenzy that bookies took bets on who did the deed. And even Queen Elizabeth herself asked Hagman, who shot him? We were presented to the Queen Mother, JR said, and she asked me, I don't suppose you could tell me who shot JR? I said, no ma'am, I'm so sorry, not even you. The show even filmed a gag reel of cast and crew taking turns shooting Hagman as a red herring.
Your mother?
Oh, she's traveling somewhere in the Orient. I don't know where, and Kristen, she doesn't have a penny.
Did you know Kristen, who did shoot JR, her real name is actually Mary Crosby, and she is the daughter of a well-known Bing Crosby.
I want you to try real hard.
Larry Hagman was not the first choice to play JR. The part was actually offered to Falcon Crest star Robert Foxworth, who declined because he felt the character needed softening. Foxworth played a more sympathetic character on Falcon Crest in 1981.
I can't spend another night in this place.
Also, Linda Evans was to play Pamela, and Mary Fran was supposed to be Sue Ellen. Did you know in 1985, Hank Williams Jr. wrote a song about Dallas? It's called This Ain't Dallas. This ain't Dallas, and this ain't Dynasty. This is a real-life, two-job working family. And I ain't JR, and you ain't Sue Ellen. So go the lyric. William also sings he doesn't have a Mercedes, and we're just a man and a woman holding things together. Did you know there were 2 games made off of this Dallas soap opera? One was a board game, which was brought out in 1980. But the one that I had no clue about was made in 1984 by none other Apple. And the developer was Data Soft Inc. This game situates you as a private investigator hired by Sue Ellen Ewing to find a map hidden to oil fields in hopes to accumulate enough wealth to escape the sinister influence of J.R. Ewing. In the end, Sue Ellen offers the winner a reward of $2 million for the map. You snoop around the grounds of South Fork Ranch, superficially interacting with much-loved characters from the TV show and an assortment of extras from the Animal Kingdom. You must avoid JR at all costs, who would like to put a stop to Sue Ellen's plan. The iconic South Fork Ranch, which isn't too far from the city of Dallas, it's in Parker, is now a museum and an event space. Fans of Dallas have a long history of difficulty discerning fact from fiction. Many people still believe that there really is a Ewing family and they did live on the famous South Fork Ranch. When JR was shot on the show in season 3, fans held a vigil on the lawn there at South Fork. Now, South Fork was still owned by the Dodson family, and it really wasn't even called South Fork then. The Dodson family, of course, were a little irritated when fans showed up to do this. They were forced to sell the property shortly after season 3. Our headstones there at South Fork Ranch now. They are for Jock, JR, and Miss Ellie, who all died on the show. The graves, of course, are empty, but people still go there from all over the world to pay their respects. During the first season of Dallas, real-life oilman Coix Box allowed the crew to use his house in his Frisco ranch, and it was used for the South Fork's exterior, and that was for the first season. Episode of the first season, he kind of said, okay, no more. That house ended up burning down. For the 6th episode of the first season, the producers found Duncan Anchors, and that is what is known worldwide as South Fork.
Mrs. Ewing, you can go now, Mrs. Ewing. Your bail has been posted. You will need to sign a release form.
He's been paid. By who?
Now, the interior that you see with the grand staircase and the beautiful wood living room, all of that was really from a house on Park Lane in Dallas's University Park.
Terrific place, isn't it, lady? Hard to believe some people can actually afford to live in a place like that. Me? Just about.
That was owned by oilman owner Frank Cass and his wife Dee. They sold the property in the year of 2000. Thank you for watching this episode of Carrollton City Limits Flashback Flick, where we took you back to 1980 for the most watched Dallas show that was filmed in Carrollton, Texas. If you want us to keep providing videos like this, please, we're going to ask that you like and share and subscribe to the channel that you're watching this on. It will help us out more than you know. Until next time, thanks, y'all.